A brief history of POPs in New York City. In 1961, the zoning resolution inaugurated the POPs program in New York City. The intent was to bring light, air, and more usable open space to our city streets at a time when many bulky buildings were being constructed. The building on the left is an example of what a developer may have been permitted to build without an open space on site. In contrast, the building on the right demonstrates by providing the open space, the developer was able to use additional floor area, illustrated in red, to build a taller building. The zoning resolution prescribed modest dimensional and design requirements for these spaces and required them to be accessible at all times. The original standards did not require any amenities we expect in public spaces today. In 1968, New York City began adopting additional types of bonus-generating public spaces into the zoning resolution. These included elevated and sunken plazas, through block arcades, covered pedestrian spaces, and open-air concourses. Plazas built under the 1961 standards brought light air to the street level as intended, but a vast majority did not provide usable public open space. That was because the standards did not require seating, lighting, or trees, and rather only permitted elements like flagpoles, driveways, and garage entrances. The result? Underused open spaces. Learning from the lack of usability of 1961, as of right plazas, the design standards for urban plazas required owners to provide amenities, typically found in public parks, such as seating, planting trees, Lighting Americans with Disabilities Act access, and signage. In 1977, these urban plaza standards established yet another type of POPs, the residential plaza. These spaces were significantly underutilized and in some cases were not easily accessible and even perceived as public. The 2007 provisions overhauled the design regulations to facilitate the design and construction of high-quality public spaces that, in turn, provide valuable amenities to residential neighborhoods and commercial districts. The lack of compliance with the law has been a problem for years. The city's inspectors have issued violations to half of 392 buildings with such spaces since 2011. The additional space that developers received is often far larger than the public spaces they provided. The violations were issued from May 2011 to June 2023, and the building owners were assessed penalties for the infractions. The next chapter of New York City's privately owned public spaces history is waiting to be written and needs your help.